Behind the Shades.
So many of us have unresolved issues from our childhood. And I know when I speak to my doctor, there's some questions sometimes where you're like, she needs to ask it. It's a little uncomfortable, but she needs to ask that question. Do you go there, as people would say, meaning that okay, we're going to have an honest, transparent, and open conversation, and then you ask them the question to gain understanding, to help them along? Is it that type of engagement between you and your patients?
I'm big on informed consent. So yes, I'm always getting permission. And actually in this work, every time we do a technique to clear a specific emotion or a specific event, we're always asking the unconscious mind, is it okay for your unconscious mind that we do this and that you get to notice the change and the benefit? And inevitably they say yes. So we go forward with it. And I love that because the whole purpose is to improve someone's well-being. We call it, is it ecological? Is it good for the person? Is it good for their family? Is it good for the community? And I'm not going to do something that's not ecological to the person. Recent client was asking me, he's like, oh, I haven't been writing down what we've been clearing. And we've been doing all this work, working at the unconscious level, and his conscious mind wanted to know what emotions we've been clearing. And so I just asked him, what's the purpose of you knowing? And he's like, well, I want to keep track. And I said, but I thought we were moving forward here. I thought the whole purpose of you going through this process is to stop dwelling in the past. And I could see that kind of like land in his, oh, okay, I understand, right? And I said, I don't know if it's ecological for me to show you these 10 emotions that we've just cleared, if it's going to make you go back into them. When right now you can't access them, you can't feel them, we're moving on. And he got that. So yes, ultimately, we're wanting to make sure that everything that we're doing is in the person's best interest. And the unconscious mind is always the guide for that.
And how much, Tanya, of yourself do you put into your work day to day?
What do you mean by that?
Well, like I'll give you an example. So for me,
Yeah.
I love talking to people like this, and I love hearing the stories and helping people and hopefully educating them in a little way. Um, but early on in my life, I didn't have that. So when I say that I'm putting yourself, I'm putting me in the situation of the people I help and say, hey, I know what it feels like not to have someone there to mentor you, to hear you, to perhaps even give you a voice and direction in your life. So I always like to ask my guests that question because many times what they're doing, they're so passionate about it. They love it. So that's why I asked, how much of Tanya does she put into herself?
100% of me, but not in a way that's draining. I love and live for this work. I actually think it is my raison d'être, my reason for being. I'm really here to lead myself and others to maximal joy, energy, and vitality. The bridge of these two modalities that I have crafted is such a beautiful path for that to happen. I leave my client sessions so energized, so excited about the work we've done, so excited about the transformation that they have created for themselves and that they're going to go and spread into their lives. I wrote a book about this. This is how passionate I am. I wrote a book about this. It's called Smiling in the Shower. And that title came because one of my very first early adopter clients who went through this process that I take people through, she emailed maybe after the third or fourth session and she said, by the way, my husband caught me smiling in the shower. And he said to me, honey, you never smile. And she said, I don't know why I was smiling. I was just happy. And for me, that landed in my heart so hard. This woman is a teacher. She's got 2 kidlets of her own. She's going to go out into her day with this smile that she spontaneously had in the shower. And she's going to allow that smile to influence the people around her, the littles that she teaches, her own. I was just so moved by that. I get so excited. So how much of myself do I put into this? All of it in a healthy, balanced way, sustainable.
That's the best way to do it. That is the best way to do it. Because when I say I put myself into it, same way. Same way. I don't want to do it to the point where my cup, because you made the analogy earlier, where it's empty. You always want to be pouring into it. So, what kind of advice do you want to give, Tanya, for the next generation who could benefit from the assistance that you're providing?
The next generation. Oh, that's a good question. Simplest form of what I want the world to know, both globally and individually, is that our bodies are so darn smart. They're incredible geniuses, and they know how to heal, and they want to heal, and they can heal. And we just need to put the right circumstances in place for that healing to happen.